Hey, welcome back. Now we have our project and we've seen that it's relatively empty. So we'd like to change that by getting some assets from the marketplace. Now, once we downloaded Unreal Engine, we had our Epic Games launcher. Here is what the Epic Games launcher looks like. And we saw that we had our library tab, which is where we keep all of our Unreal Engine projects and the versions of Unreal Engine we have installed. But we also have this marketplace tab. And the marketplace is a great resource for finding assets when we don't have any to use for our game projects. Now, here is where we can find tons of assets for our Unreal Engine projects. And every month, certain asset packs are free for a limited time. And then there are, of course, asset packs that are always free. And you can always see the free assets available by clicking on the free section here and browsing through. Now, it's important to note that not all asset packs are compatible with all Unreal Engine versions. Sometimes you can download an asset pack that's made for an earlier version and add it to a later version, but sometimes you can't. It just depends on the asset packs themselves. Now, for our level and environment, you're free to choose whatever assets you would like, whether you'd like to purchase an asset pack or download a free one. But there's a nice asset pack that I would like to use, and it's called Modular Building Set, and it's free. And this is the Modular Building Set asset pack. Now you'll see that supported engine versions are 4.5 through 4.27, and I'm using 5.0 early access. Now sometimes you can click Add to Project and type the name of your project. Mine is First Person Shooter. And if you click the checkbox Show All Projects, you can see your projects. And if I click mine, sometimes you can hit this drop down here and you'll see your version, but I don't see that here for this pack, so I can't just add it directly to an Unreal Engine 5 project. But what I can do is add it to an Unreal Engine 4 project and migrate those assets over to my project. And so this is a very useful skill to have because then you're not limited by the Unreal Engine version you're using. So what I can do is create an Unreal Engine 4 project and add this pack to it, and then I'll show you how to migrate it over to our Unreal Engine 5 project. So I've already downloaded the modular building set. If you haven't downloaded it yet, you'll see an option to download. So if you'd like to follow along and use this pack, go ahead and download it, and then go to your library tab. And we saw that this pack is compatible with earlier versions of Unreal Engine, such as 4.26 or 4.27. So you can add one of those Unreal Engine 4 versions by clicking the plus and selecting the dropdown and choosing the version you would like to add. I already have some earlier versions, so I'd like to use one of those. And once you've downloaded an earlier version that's compatible with your asset pack, you can launch it. And I'll have the option to create a new project. I'm going to click Games, select Next, and we're going to make a blank project. We don't need any starting content. So I'm going to click Next. This can be a blueprint project, and I'm going to choose a location on my computer. Now, I have an Unreal Engine 5 folder that I created, and I know this isn't a UE5 project, but I'm going to stick it here. I'm going to go into Game Dev and select this folder, and I'm going to call this project UE4 underscore assets. And this will simply be an Unreal Engine 4 project that we can download assets that are only compatible with UE4 and then migrate them over to our UE5 projects. So I'm going to click Create Project. And here's my Unreal Engine 4 project called UE4 Assets. I'm going to click on the little tutorial icon just to get rid of it. I'm going to click the drop down and click Exit. So that way we don't have that sort of beacon the whole time. And I have this blank project. I can show or hide the sources panel here so I can see what's in my project, and we'll see that it's completely blank. So I can add that modular building set here to this project. So back in the Epic Games launcher, I'm going to go to Library, and because I've downloaded that modular building set, I can scroll down to the Vault, and the Vault is where I have all the asset packs that I've downloaded, including the modular building set. Here it is here. Now, if I click Add to Project, I can search for UE4 assets, and here I see the project, and this time I can add to the project. So I'm going to click Add to Project, and I'll get a little loading bar here. And once that's finished, it'll be in my project. So I can close the Epic Games launcher now. And in my UE4 Assets Unreal Engine 4 project, I now have a modular building set folder. And in this folder, we have several other folders that contain lots of assets, including a couple of levels here. Now, the demo scene, if I double click that and give it some time to load, then it'll load up this level, and this is a nice scene which has all of these assets thrown in and placed together in a nice looking level. And we can use this level. Now, there are a few things in this level that we don't want. For example, if I hit play, then you'll notice that we're in cinematic mode. This is a mode where you can move the camera around in a sort of cinematic fashion, and we're not actually playing a game. We're more just watching this as a cinematic shot. And we can remove that feature from this level so that we can use the level. Also notice there are these camera glares, and those are sort of distracting, so we'll learn how to get rid of that as well. But we now have all the assets that go into this level, which we can use in our project. So let's go ahead and migrate this over to our Unreal Engine project. So I'm going to hit stop, and I'm going to take this modular building set, right-click on the folder here in the content browser, and select Migrate. And it's showing me a list of all the assets that will be migrated once I migrate this over to my other project. So if I click OK, then I can search for my first-person shooter project. So I'm going to go to the folder that has that project, and here it is. It's called First-Person Shooter. And when I migrate assets, I have to select the content folder. You can't migrate assets anywhere else other than to a content folder. So I'm going to select the content folder, click Select Folder, and now all of these assets in this level have been copied over to my Unreal Engine 5 project. So I'm finished with this UE4 Assets project. I'm going to keep it just so I can do this again if I need assets from the marketplace that are only compatible with UE4 projects. So let's close that. And now back here, in our Unreal Engine 5 project, I'll see under the content folder, we have modular building set. And here's that demo scene and overview level, and all of the assets are here in these three folders. Now I'm going to double click demo scene, and it's going to take a few minutes to load up all the assets and compile all the shaders. And now we see that we have this scene here, and we can use this as our level. So this is great. So in the next lecture, we're going to work on altering this level a bit so it's more appropriate for our game, and getting rid of that cinematic mode where we hit play and we're just kind of following the camera along throughout the city. So we'll be making a few alterations, and we'll cover how to do that. I'll see you soon.